Hello, today I want to talk a little bit about the strategic use of space and how to send the right message with your space design. So just a quick overview of what we'll be going through. We will talk about space design and how it is used in a corporate setting and how that can determine the functionality and level of collaboration among teams. How a good office space design can put the right people together. Space design should be appropriate for employees' needs and the industry they work in. What messages are being sent with space design and how to use it strategically, how and when to use fixed space, and how and when to use semi-fixed space. So there are two common types of spaces you will find in organizations, and the first is fixed. So this feels closed off or private. It does not invite collaboration or openness, and it works to send a message of power and authority. The other is a semi-fixed, and this one invites a feeling of openness. It's very inviting space. It promotes collaboration and discussion, and it sends a message of respect and teamwork. So how to use your space strategically to send a message. Leaders can use their space to convey either power and authority or respect and collaboration within their teams and others throughout the organization. Space allocation, privacy, and location of the office space also say a lot about organizational power. So how much actual space is allotted to an employee? Is it a very, very small cube area? Is it a very large corner office? Also the amount of privacy. Again, is it a cube out on a call center floor, or is it a fully private office tucked back among the leadership team? And location as well. So again, is this an office that is in very close proximity to the leadership team, or is it just kind of thrown out in the middle of the call center floor? So those all say a lot about organizational power. And being closer to leaders may give the illusion of more power. So that may be more coveted space by some who really want to convey that they're in a more powerful position or a more powerful leader. So there are definitely some unwritten rules to follow regardless of the type of space that is being designed. The first one of theirs is intruding into another space can be seen as an annoyance or even a threat. And this does not matter what the employee's rank is. So whether it's a manager and a subordinate, a coworker and peer, you never want to be intruding into another space. So sitting on someone's desk as you're speaking with them, or pulling right up behind their desk and looking over their shoulder. These are just, again, can be seen as an annoyance or even a threat, depending on who the employee is. So recognizing boundaries in both fixed and semi-fixed spaces conveys respect. Again, going back to that first point, you just want to be very respectful of everyone's personal space. And no matter what type of space, things belonging to another should be regarded as personal. So you definitely don't want to be fidgeting with the personal things on someone's desk, looking through their desk drawer for a pen, taking their chair and sitting in it. Those things can all be very disrespectful, and we want to treat everyone's space with respect. So first we'll look at the semi-fixed space. So a little word cloud here to kind of bring about some feelings and what this normally brings to mind. So collaboration, a big one, groups, teamwork, together, all of those happen in a collaborative space or a semi-fixed space. And then this is just a photo of what a typical kind of semi-fixed space would look like. So it's very open. You don't see any cube walls. Everybody is very free to be able to talk easily with one another. Information flows very easily in this type of space. So the semi-fixed design space and the value it creates. So this type of space is commonly used by tech or marketing and creative type firms. For example, I work in a tech firm, and we have a lot of these types of spaces. Very, very short or no cubicle walls, a lot of coffee areas, coffee bars, bistros. In those areas, there will be different types of seating, very big fluffy chairs, maybe couches. So it just enables the employees to work in the manner that they're most comfortable with and that makes them the most creative. And managers valuing open communication work close in proximity to their employees and coworkers to convey respect and collaboration. So again, the managers who value this type of workspace design, they want to be right there with their employees. They don't want to close themselves off behind four walls behind their desk. It really minimizes status symbols such as heavy furniture. So thinking back to that picture, you'll notice everything was very light and bright and airy. There was no big, heavy, traditional wooden furniture, nothing dark, nothing closed off. Removing walls and creating coffee areas invite collaboration. So again, thinking back to the firm that I work in, we have a lot of these types of areas. It just allows employees to be their most creative and work their best. And then intermingling departments and employees promotes information flow. So this is something that's becoming very common in organizations as well. So by not separating all of your departments and employees out, it just allows that information to flow more easily from department to department and breaking down those silos that traditionally exist. Contemporary organizations require employees spare their space as a symbol of teamwork. So we want to make sure that their space is a symbol of teamwork. So again, everything is very open, collaborative, easy to speak, easy to work with your teammates. And the younger generation definitely prefers this type of work environment. So 40% of millennials prefer to work in open office plans. So the next one we'll look at then is the fixed office space. So this is the other common type of space. And as you'll notice, this is very closed off, very tall cubicle walls. Everyone's in their own little area and their own little world. In private office spaces, it's the big, heavy wooden furniture. So very conveying a lot of power and authority, but also really shutting down that opportunity for teamwork. So what message does the fixed design space send? So this is commonly used in finance and banking firms. And prior to my current job, I worked in the securities industry. A lot of our financial advisors had these types of offices. So they had very big corner offices. They had heavy, dark furniture. The desk accessories they had were very expensive things. They wanted to convey power and authority. The clients coming in with their money to invest wanted to see this confidence. They wanted to feel like they were working with somebody that had authority and power. So managers use this fixed space to convey authority and create an air of power. So again, that big, heavy, dark furniture, the very closed off space, private offices. And the feeling is more is better, bigger is better, and new is better. So the more furniture I have is better. The more space I have is better. The more expensive things I have on my desk is better. Bigger is better. Again, the office space I have, the chair I have is the big executive leather chair. It's bigger than most. The size of my desk is bigger than most. And then new is better. Do I have a brand new office? Is it newly furnished? Those are all seen in this type of space as being better or more powerful. And it emphasizes status symbols such as heavy furniture. Again, we talked a little bit about that. An abundance of walls and divided space close off the space and shuts down collaboration. So thinking back to that picture of the cubicle walls, it's very hard for team members to collaborate with each other. It's very hard for them to just turn around in their desk and speak what's on their mind or bounce ideas back and forth. And segregating departments and employees creates silos and does not allow information to flow freely. So again, this is the separating of the departments. They won't work together. We'll keep them separate. Then it builds those silos back up and the information stops flowing. 45% of older generations work best in private offices. Only 16% responded that they prefer a collaborative workspace. So in conclusion, what we talked about here is a strategically created workspace can either drive or inhibit collaboration. It is important to determine what message you want to send when designing a workspace. So thinking back to if you're a tech firm and you want to send the message of kind of fun, creative, collaborative, or if you're a banking finance firm and you really need to send that message of confidence, power, and authority, that's how you want to design your workspace. And it is important that the workspace is strategically created to set up employees for success. So again, do you want your employees to be able to speak easily with each other for that information to flow back and forth? Or are you more in an organization where the silos are appreciated? There's a lot more privacy to be considered, a lot more confidential information that can't flow as freely back and forth.